Are you considering making a move to the Sacramento suburb Roseville and wondering if new construction might be the best option for you? Well, I have some great news. After a couple years of wait list and no inventory, we are finally getting some relief and we are seeing that builders in our area have some standing inventory as well as lots of inventory coming up here in the next few months and through the remainder of 2023. So now may be the perfect time for you to lock in that new construction home. Today, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite single stories in the area. They're between 2,000 and 3,000 square feet, and they're between $700,000 and $1 million. So let's get into it. What's up, everyone? I'm Shanti Tatau with Living in the Sacramento Suburbs. And if this is your first time to the station, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you are notified every time we drop new content, which we do on a weekly basis. I'm a licensed realtor here in the Sacramento region, and our team absolutely loves working with our viewers to educate them and help them make the move to the Sacramento region. So if you need to get a hold of us, you can call, text, email, schedule a Zoom in the link below. However you want to reach out to us, we got your back when moving to the Sacramento region. Now, let's get into some new construction. Before we jump into these home tours, the first thing I want to tell you when it comes to new construction is please make sure you're working with an experienced realtor that's experienced in both new construction and the area that you're considering moving to. It's incredibly important when it comes to getting you the best home and the best deal. Okay, so if you don't have an experienced agent, our team would love to help you. We've helped many of clients relocate and purchase new construction, and we're here to tell you the good, bad, and the ugly of that. New construction can be shiny, but there's also other things to consider, other costs to consider, and we like to educate you on that whole process and see you through not just to the closing table, but through actually getting your home move-in ready, getting your yard done, all those things that you're going to have to figure out. We're here to help you. With 100 plus floor plans just here in the Roseville area, you can imagine people waste so much time trying to go to the builder websites, go visit the builders, look at the floor plans, check their availability, understand what upgrades, and oftentimes they miss some important things like understanding school zoning, utility zoning, just so many factors. Tax rates are vary all over the Melloru's or HOAs that you may face moving into the community. There's so many things to take into account when considering your new construction purchase. Then you have the variations between the builders. Is it their base price or does that include all the upgrades? So you need to know how much you have to do to maybe have it look like the model. So there's a lot of things that we educate our clients on to make sure that they truly know what they're getting into when they go the new construction route. Stick around to the end of this video and I'm going to share with you some of the incentives that we are seeing these new home builders offer here in 2023. So today I'm going to show you new construction options here in West Roseville. As you can see on the map, this is just West Roseville. Roseville is a very large city and West Roseville is where the majority of the growth is, especially the new construction. So we're going to be zooming in and looking at three of our most popular areas and communities. There's several more to share with you, but one thing that I will note is that we are going to look at the ones that are zoned for Roseville School District, and they're also within the City of Roseville utility boundaries. In future videos, I'm going to share with you more affordable single stories under that $700,000 price point. We're going to share two stories. We have a plethora of options in two stories, all the way from probably 1,500 square feet all the way up to 4,000 square feet. So we'll definitely share that with you. And then we're also going to share some of the areas outside of those boundaries where you may not care about schools if you're retired. And we do have some unique floor plans still in the City of Roseville. We also have several builders that are right outside in the unincorporated Roseville where you'll have slightly different utilities and schooling. But if you're looking for like a unique option, sometimes our larger lots or our more semi custom builds, that's where you're going to find them. So lots of content to come. And if you're interested in a particular neighborhood or area or type of home, just comment below and we can share all the information. We can set up a Zoom with you and go over it. So let's drill down into our first community, which is going to be up here in Northwest Roseville. Okay, this is called Fiddyment Farm. Fiddyment Farm started in 2007 and goes all the way to brand new construction. We're also going to be hopping down into the Fiddyment Farm South on this side of Blue Oaks. And then lastly, we'll be coming over here off of our Pleasant Grove main thoroughfare, and we'll be looking at a plan over here. So lots of construction going on in the area. First, I kind of wanted to show you the area so you know what West Roseville has to offer you when it comes to living. So first, we're getting a lot of conveniences closer to the community. We used to all commute 10 to 15 minutes to get to a lot of the big box stores, and now we're getting them right here in the community. So we just got this large marketplace here with Rayleigh's One, several eateries like the Habit. There will be a gas station, and there's even the Goddard School that's about to open. As you come down the Blue Oaks corridor, it's called Blue Oaks because our area is known for its oak trees. So you can see all this lush greenery of the oaks, and then you can see the trails run all throughout the oaks and into the communities, and they connect to park after park after park. So Roseville's known for its parks and trails. You definitely will not run out of those to visit. If you come down the Blue Oaks corridor, you're going to come across one of the middle schools that we'll be talking about, as well as more groceries. So we have Safeway and a Safeway gas station. We just got a brand new Nugget Market. And then we also have within this a bunch of eateries like yogurt and burgers and Jamba Juice and nail shops and lots of different options for you. The last thing I want to point out about this corridor is from those new construction, you're about 10 minutes to get to Highway 65. Highway 65 is what would connect you to the I-80 to go to the Bay Area or to go up to the hills. Now, along this corridor of the Highway 65 is where all of our big box stores are. So we got the Target, we got the Walmart, we got the Home Depots, the Wincos, the Costcos, you name it, it is on this corridor. And then as you turn, which would be onto Galleria Boulevard, we have the Galleria Mall, and we have the fountains across from it with a lot of our high-end stores and even more big box retailers like Best Buy and Nordstrom's Rack. And several of our restaurants are over here. So Lazy Dog's a popular one. We have Eureka, Land and Ocean in the mall, Cheesecake Factories in the mall. La Popular just opened a Mexican, higher-end Mexican food restaurant. And then in the fountains, you have a really nice ambiance. You have Whole Foods, the higher-end kind of grocery shopping, as well as like Press Juicery, Yard House, Makuni's, one of the sushi favorites. So you have a lot of conveniences in Roseville. Make sure you check out some of our other videos on pros and cons of living in Roseville or moving to Roseville with your family. There's so much to do. But I just kind of wanted to give you an idea that you're 10 to 15 minutes away from all that when we're talking about these new construction areas. And then you have some of the smaller commercial stuff coming to the area closer to you. So let's dive in to Fiddyment. And Fiddyment Farm, you're going to be zoned to this first batch of homes we're going to be looking at is zoned to Fiddyment Farm Elementary, which is going to be right here. Okay, and then you're going to come back out to Blue Oaks and go down to the middle school over here, which is Cooley Middle School. And then the kids get to come to our brand new state of the art West Park High School. We have amazing sports facilities. It looks like a college campus. It's kind of crazy. And all the communities that I'm sharing with you today feed into this new high school. So we talked about the conveniences. Now I want to give you one warning as we move back to the construction area. Okay. So you'll see there's open space along here. Okay. There's open spaces over here. Now, when you purchase new construction, you have to understand what the master plan is. You have to know what the land around you is zoned for, especially if you don't have a house already being built. It's nice when you buy a resale home and everything's finished around you and you know exactly what you're getting. New construction, we often find people have bought in areas, they love the house, they didn't ask any questions, they didn't read their disclosures. You have to research. The city has a great planning website, and we can assist you and point you in the right direction as we're very familiar with the area. But you don't want to end up backed up to a gas station. You don't want to end up backed up to a 3-story apartment complex. Maybe you don't want to be across from a park. So a lot of these things may not be in some of the newer construction areas. And so you have to know what's coming. And it might not come for 10, 15, 20 years. But if the parcel is zoned commercial, you got to know commercial is coming, and that could significantly impact your property value longer term. So one of our big things to catch people with outside of the school zoning and the utilities is also really understanding what's coming in the area and if it can impact your future home value. Let's jump into our first builder, JMC Homes. This is a local builder that has built thousands of homes in the Sacramento region. Specifically, Roseville and Rockland have been some of his dominant places that he's built, that we can go back 20 years here and I can easily show you and identify that it's a JMC plan. So we're going to go through some of their plans, and then we're going to hop to another builder today, and we're going to look at a total of 5 plans. So make sure you hang out till the end. Now, I wanted to mention that every builder is different based on if they include the upgrades in the price or not. JMC has gone to a simplified model where everything's included. This is kind of similar to Lennar did this a while back. They have 4 design packages, and there's not much you can change on the homes. They normally have the configuration planned out. So even if you see a floor plan that's like, oh, that's cool, that has an extra bedroom, they have to be building it. They normally pull that permit from dirt. So unless you're getting in really early, you got to figure out what availability they have of what. And then have they already spec'd it with a package, or do you have at least time that you can pick from one of their 4 packages? So if you want white cabinets, you get this package and it comes with this granite or quartz and this flooring, and they have it all obviously by a designer put together. You'll be able to see these in the model, but there's not a lot of changes that you can go do. So this is definitely not a custom home, but these are nicer. I wouldn't call them luxury. The builders might, but they are towards the higher end of, say, a tract home. Most of the communities that we're going to be taking a look at today have lots ranging from 6,000 square feet to 9,000 square feet. Every once in a while, you can get that quarter-acre lot, but it's a lot more rare in these new construction communities where they're kind of packing the homes in there. The one nice thing about this builder is that he does do the 3-car garages, and in some cases, he does the 4-car garage where the lot allows for it. And that tends to give you a little bit more space from your neighbors. So let's get into our breakdown of the models at this community. Okay, guys, so this first plan we're going to get into is by the JMC builder, and it's just over 2,000 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it has a 3-car garage. Now, some of the things that I really like about this plan are the separation of the bedrooms. So you have the master bedroom on one side, or the primary suite, and you have the secondary bedrooms on the other side. I also love that it has a huge walk-in closet. As you can see here, I'm normally fighting Danny for the closet. So this would be a dream closet. We have a bigger house, yet a smaller closet. So the builders have really figured out what people want, where they want their space, and they put that both in this master bedroom space as well as the common areas. This is a big reason that people love new construction is these more modern plans where they're open. You have the kitchen with the big old island open to the great room, also to the dining. We've gone away with formal dining and living spaces. This also opens to your covered patio area, making this a real indoor-outdoor space that you can entertain in. Now, one of my other favorite things in this plan is that it is a 3-car garage. Now, that helps when you have a smaller house to at least have more storage space in the garage. And so a 3-car garage allows that. I also find that communities that have 3-car garages across all of their plans, you're going to find that there's far less cars on the street. Most people then have even a driveway space. Say you have a big truck, sometimes people can't fit in the garage. They still have these 3-car wide driveways that they can normally fit their vehicle in. So you'll find drive through the communities, pay attention. When you get into 2-car garage communities, the streets are a lot fuller with vehicles, work vehicles, especially trucks that can't fit in the tiny little driveways that some communities have. So these are the things that we help you consider, like, go park your car. Does it fit in the garage? Does it fit on the driveway? Don't assume anything, these days. Now, also inside, there's a lot of storage in this plan. And I really like here off the laundry, there's this linen room. It's huge. You have built-in cabinetry in the laundry room. You have a coat closet in the hallway. You have a pantry in the kitchen. So along with the cabinets, you have nice pantry shelf space. And then even over by the secondary bedrooms, you have a linen closet. So I think for a small plan on the smaller end of the single stories, it is a great organized plan where you have all the room for your toys in the garage, your shoes in the closet, and even your toiletries and linens. Now, I do have one con. If I was living here with my kids, this front bathroom is a single vanity bathroom. It's a little bit tight if 2 kids were in there trying to brush their teeth. So that would just be my only thing. Now, we see a lot of retirees move into a plan like this where these are their guest bedroom and office, and then that's not a problem. But just something to consider if you're only going to have 2 bathrooms and you have several children. I like to find some at least with a double vanity where they have 2 sinks inside, and sometimes the shower or tub separate so people can be getting ready at the same time. So let's dive into the tour of this home. Okay, so what did you think about that one? That's kind of the entry level to these nicer, larger single stories. From here, we're going to keep going up in square footage until we find the right fit for you. So let's get into our next home, which is going to be one that's just a couple hundred square feet bigger. It has some additional options. We got to catch these at the ground. The builder normally specs them out with whichever configuration they're getting the most requests for, but it does have some variation. So not only do you want to be looking for plan availability, but you want to be looking for configuration availability. So we can help you with all those logistics. So let's take a look at this plan. This can be a 3 or a 4 bedroom plan, and it has 3 full baths. So that last one we looked at only had 2 full baths. This one's going to have 3 full baths. So we're going to come in, and what we're going to see is this one has a longer common space. So the last one was more like a square. This one's more like a long rectangle where you have the kitchen, which is grand, and then you have the dining space flowing right into a very large great room. And then you have the covered patio, which is spanning the entire great room. So it's a little bit bigger than the last one. I really like that. As well as you still have the pantry, you still have linen, you have a lot of those storage items that I talked about in the last video, but you get that 4th bedroom with a 3rd full bath. And this is actually a junior suite. I love junior suites. We have a teenage son. I don't like to see his room. I don't like to see his bathroom. So this is nice because it's all contained in here. You also have 2 more secondary bedrooms here at the front, very similar to the last plan where they share a bathroom with a single vanity. And in this one, the master, you get a larger master bath with the tub kind of in between the sinks, more of a statement. You also have his and her closets, as well as a linen closet within the bedroom. One thing I'll note that other builders tend to not include is going to be this extension of cabinets that you're going to see in the dining room when we walk through that extends that kitchen storage. You do have a pantry in this one. I didn't love it. It felt a little claustrophobic, but hey, you still do. They found a way to get some pantry space also. You're still going to have a 3-car garage on this one. And you might have noticed on the last floor plan, but it does have a 4-car garage option. That's one of the things that this builder is known for is his garages. Some of his communities have up to 7 garages where the main house has 3. It has a detached 4-car. People absolutely love it. And you might be thinking like, I don't need that many garages. We're coming from somewhere where we barely have a carport or park on the street. But believe me, once you get here, there's so much recreation. You're going to have all the kids' toys most likely. They have 50 bikes and scooters and everything else. You'll quickly consume that 3rd-car garage, even without vehicles. And again, it's just nice to be able to keep your vehicles inside or at least off the street in the driveway by having that extra storage space. So let's jump into this tour. Now, that one gave us a little bit more wiggle room and checked off most of the boxes that our relocation clients are looking for. 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 3 car garage, single story, covered patio, nice master bedroom. But let's move into one that's one of my favorites. We're going to move into their next series up. So they have 3 series in this community or area. We're going to move into the highest level community. This one is called Meadowbrook. Okay, so the price points are going to move up a bit, but they have some really unique plans. So we're going to look at this plan. This plan is the 2503. So we're at 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths. Now this one, you're going to gain that formal dining space back. So if you're one that likes to hold your holiday gatherings, you'll have all the space to do that while still having that big common area, still having those 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, that 3 car garage. And yes, this one, sometimes it's still built with that 4th car garage. Some people love that. If they have a boat, jet skis, whatever it is, people need storage. So it's nice to have at home and not at the storage unit. So let's get into some of the things that I like about this one. When we move to this higher end plan, what we're going to find is a few extra enhancements within the home. Starting in the kitchen, we're going to find built-in double ovens. We're also going to find outside in that covered patio, we're going to find what's called a California room, which is a built-in fireplace outside. Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's hot in Sacramento. We don't need a fireplace, but it's actually really nice. Even right now, this is February, March timeframe. We have those clear days. You can get out there in the evenings or even in the morning with your coffee, and you can just flip on a switch and have that fireplace to make you feel warm and cozy while still getting some fresh air. I also like in this one that they have the large master. You didn't really give up the space of your primary suite, a huge soaking tub. And I do like this walk-in shower, probably the best out of all of them. They have a few different configuration options in this one. So on that 4th bedroom, you're going to see that option of the double doors that can go out to the main hallway instead of out the back. This is oftentimes when people are using it as an office or a den that they like these double doors. Okay. The other improvement on this one compared to those last couple that I told you about is when we come up here to these secondary bedrooms. One, we're going to get a larger set of bedrooms up here. So this one is a little bit bigger up here at the front. Also in that bathroom, I told you about sharing those vanities. This one does it right. They're not beside each other where they're going to be elbowing and biting each other, but they're across from each other. And you have that separation between the vanities and the shower room. So multiple kids can easily be getting ready at the same time. So I really like this one. You also have that 3rd full bath over here with the 4th bedroom. So someone has full access here. The laundry is off of the garage. I would say that's probably my only con. I like having a dedicated room that doesn't have to be walked through from the garage, because that kind of becomes a drop zone. But they do have a drop zone right here outside of the laundry room for backpacks, purses, all that. So overall, this one was pretty well thought out. You have a good pantry off the kitchen. And again, you have those extended cabinets going from the kitchen to that nook space. This nook space is a good size too. You can have a long table here, but you also have the large island that you can have plenty of seating around. So let's go inside and take a look. Now, how did you like those? Let me know in the comments if you preferred house 1, 2, or 3. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you're notified the next time that I do these tours. We have lots to come. I think so far I'm leaning towards the tour number 3. It felt like just enough space, 2,500 square feet, had room for the whole family, but we're not done yet. I have a couple more tours for you. Let's go. Let's jump over to the other side of the Fiddyment Farm community. It's going to be on the other side of Blue Oak. So you're going to come down Fiddyment, and then Fiddyment Farm is also on this side of Blue Oaks. Now, this is where people get confused and they assume things about the schools. Now, these schools, just 3 minutes away, 1 mile away, are going to be different schools at the elementary and middle school level. So I'm going to go over those. So we're going to come to this community right here where you can kind of see the dirt was being dug. We actually have some homes there already, and there are quite a few left in the community. I would say about half of it is sold, but this is a good option. And I'll give you some pros and cons of this area, okay? So in this area, your children are going to be zoned to Orchard Ranch Elementary, which is actually down Blue Oaks and down Westbrook. So we'll scroll in here, and this is Orchard Ranch Elementary. Then they're going to go to Shilton Middle School. This is where the first difference comes. So from in the neighborhood, you're going to come down Blue Oaks, turn right on Hayden, which is this street right here. You're going to come past the high school and come all the way down, and then you're going to see Barbara Shilton Middle School here. Okay? Now they are still zoned to West Park High School, which is what everyone wants moving to this area. So again, differences at the elementary school level and the middle school level. What I like about this community when you get to that middle school and high school level is going to be that it's easier for your students to ride to school. So easily right here, there's trails all along here on the sidewalks that they can ride their bike or walk to school. A little bit more convenient than if you're back over here at our original community in Fiddyment Farm. We were back here. Not too bad. I mean, first world problems. They can easily ride this, but some parents are not going to want their kids crossing Blue Oaks as it gets busier and busier as we have the communities built out back here. Okay, so that's one of the pros of this area. Now, one of the cons is that some of these lots here are backed up to what will be commercial space. We don't know what that commercial space will be. The first proposal was like a 7-Eleven and a gas station, and it got pretty quick feedback that the community, lots of people know. And I know it pulled, I don't know for what reasons, but this is a commercial pad. So it will be something, and there are houses backed up along this row. Also, we have apartments right here. These are 3-story buildings, and they're building homes backed up to those. Now, what I love about this community would be some of these back lots that back to open space. You don't have a lot of oaks back here like you did in some of the other areas I showed you, but it is where you do have no backyard neighbors, which is always nice that even with a moderate yard, 25 to 30 feet deep, when you have nothing behind you, it makes it feel much bigger. Now, homes in these communities are going to have a tax rate of 1.095%. That's of your purchase price is how taxes are assessed. Plus these newer construction areas, anything pretty much 2003 or newer still has Mellorews, but definitely 2007 and newer are going to have the same Mellorews within our communities of West Park, Fiddyment Farm, and Solaire. Most of those are going to be between $200 and $260. These communities I'm showing you today are right around that $240 to $243 mark. That's per month, and that is part of your tax bill on top of that base tax rate of the 1.095. Now, none of these communities that I'm showing you today have HOA. That's going to be less common in Roseville, and most of the time when it is a HOA community, it's just because it has a gate Gates don't really provide a lot of security, in my opinion, but if it makes you feel better, we have some options in the older communities that we can share with you, as well as some of the newer communities that are not within that City of Roseville school zoning. Again, you don't need a gated community here, and the HOAs don't provide a bunch of amenities. So I like to just keep that $60 to $80 in my pocket and put that towards the house. Okay, so let's jump in to the first plan in this community. So this plan is Taylor Morrison, which is another quality builder in the area. Now, the difference compared to the prior community is going to be that a lot of times when you see prices on the Taylor Morrison sheet, you're going to need to understand if those include the upgrades already or not. So a lot of theirs, you're going to see base pricing. And especially if you're looking on the Zillows and the Redfins, a lot of what you see advertised by the new construction is going to be their base price. That's before all the beautiful upgrades that you see in the model. So what you want to have a good understanding of before you get in contract on something at these builders is what is included compared to what's in the model. What do you desire to have in the home? Do you have time to make those changes to the home? Is it early enough in the process? Or are you stuck with what they selected? Do you like it? And then how much do those items cost? So we see people when they start from a base price that they're normally spending at least 10 to 15% of the base price in upgrades. And as you go into maybe, extended cabinets, reaching to the ceiling, if you run your vinyl plank flooring throughout the entire home instead of just the common areas, it can quickly add up. And so we like to help you get a good gauge of how much those upgrades cost. We work closely with the sales reps and can kind of get some ballparks for you before you go through the process of getting in the contract, negotiating, and maybe sometimes we're negotiating those design center credits, and that's what's going to make or break the deal for you. So again, just know that the advertised prices you see a lot of times, those are going to be base prices. Now, when we get to this community, this is Magnolia at Fiddyment Farm. And this is the Colten plan, which is almost 2,500 square feet. So it's similar size to that last one that I thought was nice and cozy. It does have a 3 to 4 bed option and a 3 to 4 bath option, as well as 2 to 3 car garages, depending how you configure it. So in this plan, you walk in. On the right wing, you're going to have those secondary bedrooms along with the laundry. You also have access to a single car garage. This one is oftentimes used for storage, or if you have a college age or teenager that's parking in there, it's kind of nice. They have their own entrance to come in this wing of the home. But you do lose this garage in some of the configurations, whether it turns to a bedroom suite, where this has its own bed, bath, and closet, then you would lose that and only have the 2 car. So be careful of some of the builders. You get excited like, oh, I can get this many bedrooms, but make sure you understand what it comes at the sacrifice for, because it's normally a dining room, a garage, a loft, something that they're converting to get that extra bedroom. But I like how this is in the standard configuration, and this is how they're building it. It's not how they modeled it, but based on demand, they're building it this way. It has those 2 bedrooms, and then it has a junior suite over here on the left side, and it also has the master back here on the back side. Decent walk-in closet, soaking tub and shower. You have a very large gathering room. I like that you can see the gathering room when you walk into the home. You can see straight forward. So I imagine if you had a pool back here, you have your gathering room, you have your outdoor covered patio, and then you could have your showpiece of pool, fountain, whatever that people can see as soon as they walk in the home. You also have a really nice size kitchen in this plan with a walk-in pantry. And again, I mentioned it, that last builder, JMC, was including those extended cabinets. You'll see here in this floor plan that these are an option in this floor plan. Cabinets can be expensive. So a lot of people think, oh, I'll get those, but because you have to extend the cabinets and the quartz or the granite, this tends to be a few $1,000 upgrade. But I say if you want it, do it while you're getting it built, if you still have the option. Also in the laundry rooms, you're going to find that it's optional cabinets normally in here and an optional sink. Some of those things have been spec'd out ahead of time based on pulling permits. And I'm finding that although their floor plans say optional on the covered patio, most of them they're speccing out with them because you have to, that's a structural option that has to be done before the foundation permits are pulled at the city. So a lot of times that one has already been decided for you, unless you get it from a scratched dirt lot. Now, let's see if there's anything else. So, that third bath, like I said on the other ones, I would prefer that this had dual vanities, but again, that's just being nitpicky. So let's go check this one out. So now we're going to head over to our last community, which is another Taylor Morrison build and a different community though. So we're going to move down. This is where we were at in Fiddyment Farm. We're going to come back over here to this side, which is called Solaire. Solaire is kind of this whole pocket right here. Okay. Now, again, be careful because not all of Solaire is zoned to the correct schools that people are looking for. So we're going to come in here to this pocket and we're going to go to Taylor Morrison, and this community is called Vail. Now, when you're in this community, you're going to get to go to the brand new West Sagebrook Elementary. There is a building there now. It actually opens this fall 2023. So that's going to be the zoning. So a very close distance here that you could bike or ride to the elementary. And then it is going to come back over here to the Shilton Middle School. Okay. And then it is still zoned for the West Park High School. So the only difference there is the elementary school, and they'll get to take advantage of that new one right in the community. Okay, so no big pros or cons for this area when you get over to Magnolia. Again, it's just a little bit further from that middle school and high school, so they're probably going to come down straight down Westbrook would be the safest route. They'll cross here and come over here, and then there's a trail all along this backside that goes both to the middle school right here and then over to the high school. So that's going to be the safest route. So far, I haven't seen if there's crossing guards here, but when there are these heavily traveled streets, especially if it's elementary kids going across, we do have normally volunteer crossing guards, and they're always looking for more help, but we have some wonderful people that volunteer their time and keep our kids safe and just make sure cars are stopping and abiding and letting them go. So let's jump into this next plan. Now, I had to show you this plan because it's almost 3,000 square feet. That has been very hard to come by in our newer construction areas, and everyone is really wanting that single story living, but without giving up the space. So in this plan, we're going to have multiple configuration options. I'm going to show you some of the common ones and how it's also modeled. But depending on how they decide to spec out the remainder of their lots will be interesting. They kind of base it on demand and then go from there. So this one's going to be 2,984 square feet, and it's going to have the option of 3 to 4 bedrooms, and it has 3.5 baths, and it has a 3-car garage. So again, it checks a lot of the boxes when it comes to what people are looking for. So let's dive into the plan. I want to kind of show you how it's laid out, and then we'll jump into our last video tour. So when you come in, you're going to have a front junior suite at the front, as well as you have a junior suite on this side. So that's what I like. In the 3-bedroom configuration, every bedroom has its ensuite bathroom. If you have guests over, you do have this half bath here in the hallway right off of the gathering space. That's nice. You do have a large formal dining space with access to the kitchen via the butler's pantry area. You have a huge pantry. I mean, this thing, you can walk in it and plenty of room. And you also have storage closets and an optional bar and nook over here that in the model you'll see they actually put those. Now, if you wanted to do this plan with the 4th bedroom, you can do it here in lieu of the dining room. I'll show you in a minute what that does. It does take away this ensuite option, and this bath becomes shared by both of the bedrooms. Now, this is amazing in terms of the gathering room. It's huge. It's extended. The bar, I'm going to show you, you can do extension on this island also. And then you have sliding glass doors here off the gathering room and an option for them off of the breakfast nook. And then a covered patio option, which they're speccing most of them with, across that entire back side. Now, if you just need that 4th bedroom because you needed an office or a small home gym, they do have this flex retreat option here. Now, this is going to be modeled with the retreat. With the retreat, this is closed off and you have access via the owner's suite, which I'll show you in just a few. And then you have a sliding glass door off of that owner's suite out. If you want to keep it separate from your bedroom and it's more used as an office, then this is a great way to have double doors off without getting rid of your dining space or having to do that conversion. You have a huge walk-in closet on this one. Again, with this square footage, you have space everywhere. The secondary bedrooms are huge. They have walk-in closets and they're en suites. The master is huge, has a large soaking tub with that big walk-in closet. So you have plenty of space here. And then lastly is the laundry room. It is going to be off the garage, but it's a lot larger with tons of cabinetry, folding space, and storage. And again, even with the conversions, you're not losing that 3-car garage. And I like that it's, we call this a straight across garage. So it's easy access if you are using it for parking. I don't really love the ones that make the quick right turn, especially if your driveway's small. Those can be a little tighter to get in and out of. So I like this configuration. Now I'm going to go to let's show you that same plan with that 4th bedroom configuration to show you how that would change, because it is modeled with the dining room, so you won't get to see that today. But if you needed that 4th bedroom, here's one option, and then that bathroom comes off of this hallway and is shared between those two. It is nice that this 3rd bedroom still gets a very large walk-in closet. And then again, you have that owner's retreat option that I mentioned, where the double doors turn in here to your bedroom with the sliding glass door out here. So again, I'm always about the backyard view. If you have a pool out here or a fountain, open this and really have your indoor outdoor space as you're taking all those meetings at home, or your little gym here also. So let's dive into this tour. What I want you to pay attention to is I've done the optional extended island in this plan, and the model has it. It's an incredible island. Again, a great kitchen with lots of storage. Let's take a look. So that wraps up our single story tours for today. I hope you enjoyed those and they gave you a little taste of what we have to offer. We have so many plans in the area, not just Roseville, but Rockland, Folsom, Elk Grove, all the suburbs of Sacramento have exponential growth when it comes to new construction. There are so many plans. So make sure you reach out to us so we can help you navigate, narrow in on your options, really understand your lifestyle and the things that you need, and take you to where things are actually available for that. So if you haven't already, make sure you comment below and let me know which tour you liked best. Did you like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? And if you haven't had a chance, make sure you hit the like button. That really helps our station. Subscribe and make sure you tap that notification bell so you get notified when we release new content, which we do on a weekly basis. Now, I told you if you hung around till the end, I would let you know what we're seeing in terms of builder incentives. So I'm going to deliver on that promise. For the last couple of years with limited inventory, we weren't getting much out of the builders, right? They were getting top dollar. They were having bidding wars similar to the resale. They would kind of put them on the auction block, the highest bid to come in, the most qualified. Now we're seeing incentives come back as inventory has increased. They have some move-in readies. So we're seeing cash incentives in terms of closing cost from 20 to 35,000. I've heard all the way up to 6% of the sales price with some of our move-in ready inventory. So builders are always highly motivated if you can buy one of their standing inventory. I mean, you can get the keys as quick as your loan can close. They also take into account several factors when negotiating incentives. So again, is the home ready? Is there a lot of the home coming up? Maybe it's not ready, but they have like 5 of them available that are maybe coming up here in the next couple months. They also look at how qualified the buyer is. Are they all cash? Can they close quick? Are they a strong down payment? Just all different scenarios. Now, this is where our relationships really matter. We have very strong relationships with the local builders and their sales reps that are on site, where they give us insights into what we can negotiate. We know what they've given in the past. We keep an eye on it, and we're watching their inventory, which is the biggest key to this in negotiating. And then there's a lot of different things to negotiate. So say the home is further out in its build, maybe we just want to negotiate design center credits. A builder normally doesn't want to impact their base pricing or their comps for their future homes for appraisal purposes, but they will give design center credit. It keeps their base price up, but gives you money to go spend at the design center if there's still time to select your finishes. The other big one right now with interest rates being very high, or high compared to the 2s and 3s, they're normal, but with prices also high, it's hurting people. So they are coming with great financing incentives. So some of them have negotiated through their lender. You do have to use their preferred lender. They will give you an interest rate that's significantly below the market. Like some right now are advertising 4.99 when the going rate is between 6 and 7%. So instead of them saying they're giving you $30,000, what they're doing is they are buying down that interest rate. They've bought loans or the ability to give these loans in bulk. And so they're able to offer that rate, normally with the asterisks of, you got to be well qualified, good credit, all that. But most of the time when you're buying in these price points, you got to have that anyways. Now, one builder that we were working with this past fall, when things took a shift in the market, we were able to negotiate on price point, and we were able to get the price down $45,000. In other cases, we're just negotiating what you need. Maybe you just need closing costs. Maybe, about 1% of the sales price is closing cost, and cash you have to bring in addition to your down payment. So sometimes it's just that. And we're seeing a lot of builders throw the cash out there for you to use how you need it, whether it's closing cost, rate buy down, or design center. So you just want to make sure that you have someone very experienced in working in new construction, really knows the builder and the area's material, inventory and upgrades and the things that you're going to need for that builder, and then negotiate on your behalf. You don't want to go direct to the builder's sales rep. They work for the builder. So who's going to represent your best interest? You need someone with a fiduciary duty to you. So if you don't have that person, we would love to help you. Feel free to reach out, call, text, email, schedule a Zoom call below. It's never too early to start this conversation. There's a lot that can go into making a very educated decision when moving to the Sacramento region. Again, my name is Shantae Tatau, and I hope you enjoyed this content. Make sure you check out our other videos on Roseville and the greater Sacramento region. Bye-bye.